Okay, we're here for the Worksheet 8A for the Math 4 course. And yeah, had to have a little bit of humor to start with. Now, without looking, Cadbert grabs an ink pen from a cup on his desk, 3 black, 2 red, 4 blue. Now, the first thing we're going to need to know is what's the total. 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9. Oops, I guess I got to turn my pen on. So black ones are going to be 3 out of 9. Not a red one. Well, not a red. We could subtract 2 from 9 and get 7. Or we could say 3 black, 4 blue. That equals 7 out of 9. Whichever way you want to go about it. And then red or blue. That's adding them. The red ones and the blue ones. 2 and 4. That's 6 out of the 9. Remember, that means add. Okay. Still a review of what we were doing in Math 3 last year. All right, Dilbert rolls 2 dice. Now, I'm going to go over here and recreate that chart we did in the notes. Because again, this is something that I think is very helpful right about now. All right, so that's the different sums that you can get out of 2 dice. And remember, the pattern was it went 1 up to the middle and then started going back down the other side. So now we've, all right, the sum of 7. Well, that would be 6 out of 36 possible outcomes. 7 or 8. Well, let's see now, 7 or 8, that's 6 ways of this and 5 ways of that. That's going to be 11 out of the 36. Probability of throwing a sum of 7 and 8. Now remember, and is a case where they overlap. How can you roll a 7 and an 8 at the same time with 2 standard dice? And the answer is you can't. That is 0 out of 36. Sum of at least 7. At least that would be 7 but no more. That's basically everything 7 and under. So we're going to show 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. That is going to be 21 altogether. Now, at most 7. Wait a minute now. At least 7. That's backwards. I did it again. At least 7 means that it has to be 7 or more. So that would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, here's the funny part. I count this way, I'm going to get the same 21. That's not going to happen very often. At most 7 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that's what we counted the first time, from this 6 down all the way down to that 1, which is also 21 out of 36. This only happened because I chose the number in the middle, the 7. Okay. All right, Norbert draws a playing card from a standard deck. Find the probability of a face card. Remember that face cards are Jack, King, Queen, and there are 4 suits of them, which means that there are 12 out of the 52. Not an even number. Now be careful of this one, because the first time you look at it, you think, oh, they just mean the odd ones, and no, that's not what they said. Not an even number means the odd ones and the ace and the king, queen, jack. All of those are not an even number. So you'd probably be better off to figure out what is the even numbers. 5 times 4 is 20. And so not an even number would be 52 minus 20. Now, a club and a heart. How many times is that? Wait a minute now. A club and a heart. Can it be a club and a heart at the same time? No. A club or a heart. Remember that there are 13 out of the 52, and that there are 13 out of the 52 that are hearts. And there is no overlap, so it is 26 out of 52. Okay. Okay, this one we're looking at different distributions as probability distributions, and we're supposed to figure out whether they are a probability distribution or not. Now, to be honest with you, the only way they would be is if they add up to something other than 100%. All right, for instance, that would be like 0.1 plus 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.4. All right. Two plus 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8, 9, 10. This one is good. This one, how can you have a negative probability? It just doesn't happen. All right, 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 3 is 6, 8, 10. This one's good. Wait a minute now. How can you have 1.3? That makes it bigger than 1. No. Doesn't matter what the other ones are. You're already over 1. Okay. Now, we're looking at 150 students' responses to the question, why did you sign up for this class? Now, as a fraction, we would say 23 out of the 150. We would say 34 out of the 150. 68 out of the 150. And 25 out of the 150. Now, at some point, it would probably be smart to make sure those two add up to 57. Those two add up to 80, 93. 57 and 93 do add up to 150. So we're good. All right. Now we're going to use percentages. So we have to get to the calculator and figure these up. All right, the first one comes out to be 15 point repeating 3%. That way, if we're rounding something, we don't wind up with I guess if you rounded it, you would still wind up with 100% with these numbers. 22 point repeating 6%. You would wind up with 45 point repeating 3%. And you would have 16 point repeating 6%. All right, so that, and adding those up, let's see, 15 and 22 is 37, plus 45 is 82, plus 16 is 98, and you've got a 99% with those decimals, and you got 100% with those decimals. So it does add up. All right, now we're filling in the table. 0.20 and 0.43 make 0.63, and these two make 0.26. And when I add them, I get 89. That's going to leave me with 0.11. So that would be 0.11. At least 1. That means 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Well, honestly, you have a 20% chance of having 0 pets, and all the rest of these should add up to the other 80%. Now, less than 3. You'd write this symbolically in a different way. Yes, we could. Less than or equal to 2. And that's the trick, is that less than 3 would basically back you down to 2, and anything below that. Now, x is greater than or equal to 3. Yeah, we could go the other route with that, and we could say x is greater than 2. That would be 3 and anything above it. All right, and this would be greater than or equal to 3. Okay. Now we're down to, we got a few more of these to go. All right, Albert, planning an outdoor event. Let's see, 35% chance of cloudy, 50% chance of rain. So when we add those two together, we get 85, and we take that away from 100, and we get 15. I said complete the probability distribution for the weather that day. We have done that. All right, let's mark what we got. 15% A's, 20% B's, 40% C's, and then 10% D's. All right, 10 and 40 make 50, and 20 make 70. 70 and 15 make 85. That leaves us with 15% there. Now we can start answering the questions. Does not earn an A. Well, A is 15%, so not earning an A would be the other 85%. Okay, let's switch colors here. B or above. B or above would be a B or an A. That would be 35%. Less than a C. Now, C does not count. It's less than a C. That would be the D's and the F's. That's 10 and 15 would be 25%. And then C or less. That means a C or a D or an F. 40 and 10 is 50, plus 15 is 65. Okay. All right, selling plates at the home baseball games. We're missing one of the categories, so let's group them up. Those two I put together because 6 and 4 make 10. 26 and 24 make 50. And then 11 and 14 make 25. So 50 and 25 makes 75, which means that there is 25 left over for this category. Now, plates with chips. Let's do a little color coding here. All right, chips means that one and that one. And that's it. Those are the only two plates with chips. So we would say 0.25 plus 0.26 equals 0.51. Oh, let's go that route. All right, with a hot dog. Well, there's the hot dog, there's the hot dog, and that's it. So it's basically 11 plus 25. 36. Other than, basically not cookie. Let's see now, there's cookie. Nobody else has a cookie. So if we take the 100 and we subtract the 14, we get 0.86. Now this is a tough one, because when they say hot dog, drink, and a cookie, there's a hot dog and a drink, and there's the cookie. But they don't overlap. Well, by this language, I don't think you can add those together. That's a question of overlap, and there is none. There's no place in there where they offer a hot dog, a drink, and a cookie. So I would have to say 0.00. I don't think that doesn't strike me as a realistic answer, but based on what we have so far, that is the correct answer. So note to self, try not to ask a question like that on the test. All right, so we're down to number last. All right, so we have 10 chips, 10 reds, 20 blues, 30 whites, and 20 greens. 10 and 20 is 30, and 30 is 60, and 20 is 80. So we have 10 out of 80. We have 20 out of 80. We have 30 out of 80. And then we have 20 out of 80. So white or green, that's 30 plus 20, that's going to be 50 out of 80. Other than red, that's going to be 80 minus the 10, which is going to be 70 out of 80. Blue or white, blue is 20, white is 30, so we're going to have 50 out of 80. And we're done with the worksheet. This is largely the sort of thing that the quiz is going to be on that I'm sending out over the weekend.